Hi, I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you guys.
Morning.
So, Rebbi, you're the new girl at Highwater, but you're also the new girl on set. How was it like to join this team?
Um, Everyone was great. But you know what was good about being the new girl, like in real life, I think helped me with my character because I didn't know anyone. So I kind of used that, like whilst playing Angel and like arriving in Atlanta. Not to mention, I know what that feels like because in real life, I actually relocated from South London to move to LA. So yeah, it was a little bit like uh what's that saying when art imitates life? Is that the
Like,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of felt like that. But also I was really supported. Everybody was great. And helped me in all the ways I needed and make me feel comfortable and welcome. And I just joined a really great family.
For sure. And Jade, you're back in the from the show that hasn't been a new episode since 2019. How's it like to be back 3 years later on the show that just keeps kicking? You can't get rid of it.
Honestly, it's a blessing because you thought the chapter ended, but it was still open, and we had so much hope and excitement to do another season. So it was just a blessing that we actually got to do it, even though it took so long. I think we're in the same boat as the fans of the show. They're all like, when is it gonna happen? We're like the same way. We're like, when is this gonna happen? But it's honestly, it's amazing because we get to now expand our characters even more. We're on a different platform, so we're taking it to new levels and new heights, and really getting to explore different things in our characters and different storylines. So it's exciting.
Your characters have this incredible number of dancing to Red Light Special. How was it like to shoot that?
Oh, we love dancing together. That was probably the best part, and the easiest, most natural part was the dance and having that connection together. We get to dance to amazing music. We get to really come up with different creative ways to showcase our characters' relationship while dancing. And that's the coolest part, is dancing is always storytelling, and we get to tell our story through our movement. So it's beautiful.
I agree. And I think also the cool part of like doing these parts with Jade was like the workshop process. So like finding what fits. Like it might not always be the same for both of us because we're different dancers. So we would find something that worked for both of us and like bring that together. It was a cool collaboration.
What's a song that you guys would love to do a dance routine together to?
Whoa. Jade?
I was going to say Rebbi.
I feel like we had a song we wanted to do and I can't remember.
Some sort of Rihanna song, like,
oh, absolutely,
like, just because of our relationship and the connection that we have. It's this very strong friendship that kind of crosses different lines of we don't know how far it can go. So I think something spicy like that, something a little, I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, if we're going like real sexy, I feel like it could be Skin, and if it's like a fun one, it could be Bitch Better Have My Money. That would be a good one.
Yeah, I was gonna throw in Love on the Brain because that would be great with the lyrical and also kind of just the tension that your characters have. I think that would be
that's
really cute. Or Terayle.
You hit the nail on the head.
Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic. And that song's really sexy.
Yes.
Awesome. So your characters embrace each other very quickly when they meet each other. Could you guys talk a bit more about your relationship?
I would say before she came in, Odalie was a very lonely character. She didn't have many friends. She always had Davis, but that was the only person that she had in her corner. So I think when Angel comes in, she gravitates towards her because she doesn't have a biased opinion on her already. She's very open and inspired by Odalie, and that makes her start believing in herself again. So I think there's that kind of like almost Odalie has an attachment towards Angel, because it's the friend that she's never had, and it's somebody who actually believes in her and sees the same future for herself that she used to see and now is trying to see again.
Yeah, I think for Angel, you know, she's literally has no one. She's come to a new place and she's a huge fan of Odalie. So just meeting her anyway is like an honor. And Odalie is just so nice to her right away that it's just like instant, you know, like no questions asked, like we're going to be friends. And I think, again, they have that thing in common of being alone. So they find each other, you know, probably at their most like confusing time in their life, you know, and because they have that in common, I think that's where like the bond really starts. Other than the fact that Angel is a huge fan of Odalie, there's that too. So
yes. And this season, you guys are on tour. How was it like to shoot these like really big, larger than life productions?
It kind of feels like the real thing a little bit. I mean, when you're going on tour and you're traveling and performing on these big stages, there's that excitement, the nervous energy, and I think just seeing the stages and creating that in our own little worlds brought that reality to it. I think we've all had experiences being able to perform on stage, so it was cool to be able to add that energy and feel the excitement of being on this big performing stage, that we can even have our extras who are our audience members make us feel like we're killing it and give us that energy back.
For me, it was nostalgic because we were in the middle of a pandemic. So I hadn't even really been on a real stage in like 2 years. You know, because when we got locked down, everything just started changing and it became like virtual. There was no more audiences. So being back, like, I mean, you know, obviously it wasn't real, but it felt real. And it's like, wow, I haven't been on a stage and it feels good to be up here after like 2 years of, you know, pandemic.
Sure. Well, congrats on the show in another season, and here's to season 4. I'm speaking it to existence.
Yes. Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Bye.